So here you go with the chat links. I want all of you to open your chat section wherein I've pasted few links. First link is of syllabus link. You can check your syllabus on this particular link. In case you have not enrolled yet, no need to worry. You can complete your payment process and we'll see you in the classes. Yes, we are always welcome to take up the feedback. For that, what you have to do, you have to just fill up this form. You have complete right to know in detail about batch. So you can click on this all batch detail link and you'll get to know. In case you have any further queries, you are always welcome to email us at support@olympiadsuccess.com or you can drop us a WhatsApp message on these two particular numbers. Yes, we will be going to go live on the Facebook. So in case you find an internet glitch and you will not be able to join us back via Zoom, no need to worry. You can watch this demo, which will be live on the Facebook. All right. So with this, I would like to invite your mentor at the platform. Her name is Miss Dipti. She's a wonderful mentor. She's into teaching profession since so long and she loves to interact with kids like you. So with this, you will be going to have a chit chat with your mentor with the chat box. So over to you, Dipti ma'am, and then we'll have a dashboard and presentation. Okay? Over to you, Dipti ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Pooja. Hello, students. I am Deepti Joshi. I'm an experienced tutor and I'm an educator. From past 7 years, I've been teaching mathematics, and I welcome you to your mathematics Olympiad journey. And I'll be using many tricks and visuals and strategic thinking, and I'll be helping you to become a solver. Because as you very well know, that cracking an Olympiad and getting good ranks is all about being a problem solver and having to quickly solve all the problems. Okay, so and I'll be using a lot of tricks and tips to get your concepts cleared and get you ahead with the speed in the mathematics also. Okay, so because in mathematics we not only need concept clearing, we also need this to solve the questions with speed. Okay, so I'll be doing that also with that, and because we will be using very interactive and enriching materials over here, so that will help you out a lot in your mathematics Olympiad journey. Over to you, Pooja.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So now I would like to move towards presentation, which Miss Megha will going to present it on the screen. So be attentive now, okay?
All right, kids. So I welcome you all on the platform of Olympiad Success. So Olympiad Success is the India's largest online preparation platform for Olympiad examination. We are the India's first exclusive live classes for Olympiad preparation, one of its kind yearly program that includes courses that matters. We are having 8 courses: School Plus program, mathematics, English, science, logical reasoning, communication, spoken and written, Vedic maths, and coding. What else we provide? We provide one-on-one online CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB classes from grade 2 to grade 12, and one-on-one preparation classes for various Olympiads. You can meet our rank holders. These like kids are these are kids like you only. No need to worry. You just need to spare extra 2 hours from regular studies because Olympiad examination is quite little tougher than the regular curriculum. So we are having a live Olympiad sessions, group sessions with around 20 students delivered through Zoom by tutors with significant teaching experience. We are having 3 sessions per week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 p.m. till 9:15 p.m. with 5 minutes of break. This session includes topic-wise quick revision and discussion on previous year paper, and student will get the reading material and practice question, which will be available on the dashboard of Olympiad Success. And student will also get a free access to Olympiad Success platform to practice the mock test. So syllabus is available on this particular link, and the fee of this course is rupees 7,802. It is a 35 session course, and payment can be made by using this link. This fees includes online class, daily reading notes and exercise, practice of previous year paper, and access to Olympiad Success platform. So what else you require? A laptop or desktop with good internet speed, headphones for the better audio clarity. Live classes will be starting from 28th of May 2025. In 2024, Olympiad Success had students from more than 5,000 schools across India and abroad. So this is all about informative PPT. I hope I'm clear to everyone. Show me thumbs if I'm clear. All right, over to you, Pooja ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So let me share my screen with you all, and here you go with the platform. So what you have to do, you have to enter this URL olympiadsuccess.com. You will be directed towards this page, wherein you will be going to enter your email ID with which you will register with us. Okay. As of now, I'm entering with one of our demo account. So after signing in, you'll get your file details. Check it in case you find any error. You can just rectify it over here. Moving forward, you need to click on live classes, wherein you will be going to get your entire material. Click on subject. You can select your topic too. So here you can see everything is standardized and customized for you. So here is a schedule for your reference, wherein you'll be going to get to know in which session you're going to go over which particular topic. So you can see one topic is bifurcated in different sessions that you should get an in-depth knowledge of each and every topic completely. After the completion of every chapter, there's a test discussion day. That means for that day, you're going to get a mock test paper from your mentor in the chat box, along with that in your WhatsApp group, wherein you need to complete the test at home, and in coming session on the day of test discussion, we're going to discuss the paper with your mentor in the class along with a doubt in that particular topic. Right. So in last, you can see super classes. Super classes means more and more practice, right? So Olympiads are meant for to boost your speed basically. Olympiads are not difficult, but yes, they are tricky. So for that reason, your mentors are here for you to make you practice more and more that you should be a quick in solving the question. For that, what you should have in-depth knowledge, which you will going to get from the material and practice through super classes, okay? In super classes, you're going to go over previous year papers. So here is a holiday calendar for your reference. So obviously we are living in North, so we don't want you to miss any of the session because already we do have festival holidays. Here you go with the reading material. Right. You can check it. So there are 4 sets. I have shown you just one. So here you go with the question paper also. So I'm going to show you one set. So there is a paper as well as answer keys. So I recommend you to just download the paper, solve it, and then check your answer keys. Don't keep your answer keys along with the question paper, because if you'll be fair with your paper, then only you'll be going to score well. Here you go with the answer keys. Once you're done with the paper, you can check your answers, whether you have done correct or what, how much more practice do you need in that particular chapter. Okay. Here you have more practice. For that, you need to go under the section of worksheet, select your subject, and here you got your worksheet. So select one topic. I'll be going to show you how you can attempt that worksheet. Click on take exam. Read instructions carefully. Select this tick box, start worksheet. So let's see how many of you know the correct answer. So quickly type your answer in the chat box. So the first question is, Mona has 3 buckets of equal capacity. The capacity of all 3 buckets is 36 liters. What is the capacity of each bucket? So the options are 12 liters, 13 liters, 14 liters, 15 liters. Quickly type your answers in the chat box and let's see who knows the correct answer. So this is how you need to fill all the correct answers and you need to move ahead. Hurry up, I'm waiting for your answer, then only I'll be going to fill. Whichever first answer I'll got, I'll put up in the, oh, we got our lucky one. 12, Shania. Let's see how it works. Okay, moving next. So in this way, you need to fill all the answers. And once you're done with all the questions, you can click on finish button to submit your worksheet. The best part of our platform is the moment you're done, you no need to wait for your answers and result. Immediately, you can check how you have responded and how much do you know about the particular chapter. Yes, I have reviewed all the questions, and here you go with the submission of your worksheet. Now you wanted to check your performance. For that, you need to click on performance button, which is right after this worksheet icon. Select it over here, select your subject, and here you go. So today is 21st, so I have attempted this worksheet just now. Let me search my date. Here you go. And click on view button, wherein we'll get to know that how we have performed. Oh my goodness, good job, Shania. That's the correct answer. Very nice. Clapping for Shania. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. So if anybody's having any doubt, need the clarity for the dashboard to work, yes, you need to log out and let me stop sharing that screen. So clear your doubts by putting your questions in the chat box. And of course, you are a little young for typing. So in case anybody is not able to type and sitting alone without parents, please raise your hands. I'll unmute you and you can ask your help. Okay. Same goes in your class also. In case you are sitting alone, not with anybody adult. So in case you're finding difficulty in typing, you can raise your hand. Your mentor will unmute you and ask you that. Okay. Yes, please. Anybody doubt or everything is clear? Then we can continue with the demo. Show me thumbs up on the screen for this. If you wanted to continue a demo, you don't have any doubt. Varnika, thumbs up. Ahan, any doubt? Or shall we begin? Shania, thumbs up. Good. Vanya, thumbs up. Okay, good to go then. I think. Ahan, do you have any doubt? I think he's facing some internet error. All right, then I think we are good to go. So do you know what are your class days and timings? Megha ma'am will be going to put it in the chat box. Okay, keep it noted over there. So here you go with the links and class days and timings. So with this, over to you, Dipti ma'am. Enjoy your demo, everyone.
Okay, students. So I will be needing that this session be an interactive session so that you feel free to ask all your questions and
Ma'am, you are on mute.
okay, students. So, I will need that this session becomes an interactive session, and for that, I will need that you feel free to ask all your problems, all your doubts, and we'll embark this journey together. Okay. So now we know that Olympiad problems are little tricky ones. So I'll be sharing my screen from now. Okay. So we'll be studying about fractions today, and we know that Olympiad problems are a little bit tricky problems, and and they challenge their creativity, and they test your problem solving abilities. Okay, so we'll dive into this Olympiad journey, and you will be here stretching your brain a little bit, and as well as enjoy the process at the same time. Okay, so you know that how do we see fractions? Do you understand? Have you realized fractions all around yourself? Like when we divide a pizza, we need this is an application of of fractions, because when we are dividing a pizza, we are dividing into parts, and that makes the fractions basically. Okay. Now, what is a fraction? A fraction represents a numerical value which defines the parts of a whole. Generally, the fraction can be a portion of any quantity out of the whole thing, and the whole can be any specific thing or value. So a fraction is basically what? It is basically a part of something whole. For example, if we the for example, let's take an example of pizza again. So the pizza was whole first of all. Then we cut into parts using a knife. The chef will cut into parts, and it will cut into 6 equal parts. Okay, so basically one part of the pizza will be a fraction of pizza. And then how what does that one pizza slice denote? That will be studying further on. Okay, so basically what is a fraction? A fraction is literally a portion of any whole quantity. Okay, be very clear that we will fraction is a basically a portion, a part, a part of any whole quantity, any whole specific thing. Okay. Now, elements of fraction. How to denote a fraction, and what are the basic elements of fractions? What all represent a fraction? Okay. So, if here you can see there is A, and then there is this line, and then there is B. Okay. So, the upper part of this fraction, that is A, here A represents the numerator. Okay, A represents the numerator, represents the parts we have. So the numerator will represent the part which we have, while the denominator, that is B over here, the denominator represents the equal parts into which the unit is divided. This line between the numerator and denominator is known as the fraction bar. So this is the fraction bar. Now I'll tell you what is A and B with the help of the example of pizza only. For example, there is this pizza which was made. Okay, and if I divide it into 4 equal parts. Okay, If I have divided it into 4 equal parts, this means the value of B will be 4. Okay. And for example, I gave Shania one piece out of it. Out of this whole pizza, I gave Shania one of the piece. So how much piece Shania has? Shania has one piece. So the part of the pizza which Shania has is 1/4 of the pizza, because there was 4 equal part, and out of those 4 equal part, one part is with Shania. So Shania has 1/4 of the pizza. Okay, so this is how we represent fraction in our daily lives also. Okay, so it is called 1/4. Okay, this is how we call the fractions. Okay, so so numerator will be the part that we have, and denominator will be the total equal parts. I hope there is no doubt in it. Let's moving forward. Now, A upon B is our fraction, but there is a condition with it. What is the condition with it? The condition with it is that B should not be equal to 0. Okay, why B cannot be 0? Because if B is 0, then the fraction will be not defined, as we cannot divide anything by 0. So, for example, 4 by 0 is not a fraction. Okay, or for example, 9 by 0 is not a fraction. So this is not a fraction. So always remember that in the denominator, you can never take 0. The value of denominator can never take 0. Okay, the valid fraction will always be in the form of A upon B, where B will not be equal to 0. Okay, so this is a precondition. This is a condition which is to be fulfilled always for fractions, to represent a fraction. Now, how to represent a fraction? Okay. So how to represent a fraction? It is the same way that we learnt in representing the numerator and denominator. The circle shown below represents one integer or one unit. Okay, always remember that whenever we are talking about a fraction, there will be one whole unit.
Yeah, sorry to disturb you. Is there any screen you have shared?
Yes, ma'am, I have shared a screen.
Acha, we are not able to see it. Maybe, acha, okay. I'll log out and log in once more.
And now we can.
Now we can, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Should I take you back? Should I take you back for all those who missed? Should I take you back? Okay, let's take introduction to fractions. Now, what is a fraction? A fraction is a numerical value which defines the parts of a whole. We will have a whole quantity. For example, this circle is a whole. We'll take an example of pizza, okay? So, this is a whole quantity, and any parts of it. For example, I'm doing its parts. I'm doing its parts in 4 equal parts, for example, okay? 4 equal parts I have done. So the parts of this whole quantity are called the fractions. So what is the literal meaning? What is the literal meaning of fraction? The literal meaning of fraction is small parts of a whole quantity. Okay. Next is how to represent. How to represent is the in a numerator and denominator part way. Okay, a numerator divided by a denominator. So this line will be a fraction bar. Okay, what will the numerator represent over here? The numerator will represent the parts which you have. Okay, the parts which we have, while the denominator will represent the total equal parts into which the unit is divided. For example, our pizza was a total unit. Our pizza was a total unit, and I divided it into how many parts? 4 equal parts. So our denominator will be 4. So, and out of these 4 equal parts, if I gave one of the part to Varnika, so this means the numerator will be 1 and Varnika will have 1/4 of the pizza. This is how we will represent it. Okay, moving forward. Why cannot b be a 0? B means the denominator. The denominator part, okay? The denominator will never take value equals to 0, because if denominator will be 0, the value will be not defined, as we cannot divide anything by 0. Okay? Next, how to represent a fraction? So how to represent a fraction, we'll be using the same methodology. Okay? That if the circle is shown below, which represents one integer or one unit, like this circle over here in the side, it will represent one whole unit. Okay, and this one whole unit is divided into three equal part, one part and two part and three part. Okay, so I have divided it into three equal parts. So definitely the denominator will be 3 only, no matter which part I am talking about. Okay, because I have divided this whole unit, this whole one unit, into three equal parts, so the denominator will be 3. Now if I ask you that how many are the green parts, so green parts are 2. Two equal parts are of green color, so green colored will be 2/3 are green. Okay, and the denominator is 3 because 3 equal parts. And how many are the blue parts? The blue parts are the 1/3 are the blue parts. Okay, so this is how we represent a fraction into physically. Okay, now fractions can also be applied to represent everyday situations. For example, a pizza example we have seen. Now ice cream, tables and bottles. Now how do we, if I take an ice cream like this, and if I put first of all first scoop of chocolate, second scoop of butterscotch, and third equal scoop of, let's say, strawberry. So so how many equal scoops are there? Three equal scoops are there. So for example, if I take one more equal scoop of another flavor, let's say pineapple, let's say pineapple it is. Okay, so there are four equal scoops of ice cream which I have put over here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, this is okay. So now my denominator will become 4. Okay, because there are four equal scoops of ice cream which I have put on this cone. Okay, and then if I ask you what is the part, what is the part of the pineapple scoop, you will say 1/4, because one scoop is of pineapple, one scoop is of butterscotch, one scoop is of vanilla, and one scoop is of chocolate. So so that is why every scoop has how many parts? 1/4 and 1. Okay, this is how we represent fractions in our daily life. This is how we use fractions into our daily lives. Okay, example of a bottle also. Now whenever you will drink water from your bottle, try to see how much of the water you have drunk. For example, if you empty the bottle half, exactly half, so the fraction of water left in it will be half of the water. For example, if you drank little water and only 1/4 you drank, so 3/4 of the water will be remaining in your bottle. Okay, for example, this is the bottle. It was filled up to the brim. Okay, but then you drank some of the water. Okay, and this much of the water is remaining. It's not exactly half, better students, it's not exactly half, but it's not exactly full. So I might represent it as 3/4. Okay, so this is how we represent fractions into our daily life also. Okay, moving forward, now represent the following fractions. Now this is an interesting exercise over here. Okay, an interesting activity. As you see now, what did you observe? Did you observe in the previous sheets, previous slides, that our denominator was greater, it is 3, and our numerator was 2, that is less than the denominator. Okay, because why was this happening? Because our equal parts were more than the parts I was giving to another people, or we were talking about the parts that were less than the total equal parts. Okay, the green parts are less than the total equal parts. No, that is why the green parts were 2/3, and blue part is 1/3. Why? Because blue part is less than the total equal parts. Okay, now in the next slide, what is happening over here, you have to represent the following fractions. Okay, but can you see that your denominator is less then your numerator. So what will happen here is we would have now be very careful. I hope you remember that denominator represents the equal parts. Okay. Did you remember? Denominator will represent the equal parts. So whatever is there in the denominator, I will first of all draw those many equal parts. Okay. So that is why over here there are 6 equal parts in the first bar. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 6 equal parts in the first bar, but there is one more bar with the same 6 equal parts. Why? Because the parts that we have, 9, is more than the denominator. Okay, so out of 9, 6 parts are present in the first bar. Can you see that? In the first bar, there are 6 parts covered, and then after 6, we need 3 more. To represent the numerator, we will need 3 more. Okay, so we'll need 3 more. So I'll take 3 from this side. 1, 2, and 3. So this will represent the fraction. This is how we'll represent the fraction. It basically means that, for example, if it is a chocolate bar, okay? So this means that, what does it physically means? What does it mean physically is that you ate one chocolate bar which had 6 equal parts, okay? And then from the another chocolate bar, you ate 3 parts more from the 6 parts. From the second chocolate you ate 3 more parts. Okay, that is how you ate 9 by 6 of the chocolate. Okay, are you getting it? This is how we represent the fraction, where you see the denominator is less and numerator is more. That is, the parts which you have is more than the equal parts which are given here. Okay, next we have to represent the following fractions, that is 15 by 12. So what we'll do, first of all, denominator is 12. So that means 12 equal parts we will need. So first bar is over here, which has 12 equal parts. Okay. So these first, to make the 15, to represent 15 parts, what will I'll do? I'll take the 12 first. From the first, I'll take all the 12 parts. Okay. All the 12 parts will be taken. Now I'll need how much more? How much more I'll need? I'll need, can you tell me in the chat box? How much I'll need? How much more I'll need from the second bar? Can you tell me in the chat box? Yes, Varnika is right. Vanya is also right. 3 more I will need. Okay? I'll need 3 more. So, first, okay, 3. So, from the second bar, what I'll do is I'll take 3 more, and then that will represent the 15 by 12 fraction. Okay? Okay. One minute. Okay, so the next fraction is 5 by 2. The next fraction is 5 by 2. And how will we represent 5 by 2? Now we'll take equal parts. How many equal parts we'll need? We'll need 2 equal parts. Okay. So 2 equal parts will be required because the denominator is 2. So we'll be needing the equal parts as 2. And the parts that we have are 5. Okay. So how many parts we'll need? We'll need 5 parts. So for that, first 2 will take from here, from the first circle. Next 2 will take from the second circle. And one more part we'll need, that we will take from the third circle. Okay. Next, 10 on 10 fraction. Now for the 10 on 10, what we'll need is, we'll need 10 equal parts. Okay. Now 10 equal parts, I have made a bar over here which has 10 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 bars are over here. 10 parts, this given bar has 10 parts in it. Okay. Now what are the parts that we need? In the numerator it is shown that it is 10. So we'll need 10 parts. Okay. So for 10 parts, we have to take all of it. So this means for 10 on 10, for 10 by 10 fraction, we'll need to shade all of this part and we'll take all of the fractions from here. Okay.
Mom, I can't hear you and see you.
Am I visible and audible now? Yes. Now, so for 10 on 10, we shaded all of it. Okay. Okay. Now we have to represent the fraction 7 by 5. Okay. So for 7 by 5, we'll need 5 fractions. So for 5 fractions, I have 2 bars over here which has 5 equal parts. For 5, denominator is 5. So we will need 5 equal parts and we have 5 equal parts. So for the first bar, I'll take all the 5. I'll shade all the 5. I'll take all the 5 parts over here. Now from the second bar, how many should I take? Can you tell me in the chat box? How many parts should I take from the second bar? Yeah, Shania told me. Yes, Vanya. Varnika, good, good. So you are getting it how to represent the fractions. Okay, now you are getting it. Okay, so this is how we represent fractions, and this is also a reason, this is also a way to represent the fractions in our daily life also. Okay, this is how you represent them in the daily life also. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. What is Okay, students? Right? How to read these fractions. Now, how to read these fractions? We have been talking about fractions right now, and you must be listening to me how we are reading the fractions. If numerator is 3 and denominator is 8, 8 is the equal parts and 3 is the parts that we have. So how do we say it? 3 by 8, 3 eighths. How many parts are these? These are 3 eighths. Okay. And how do we call 1 by 4? 1 by 4 fraction. This means 4 equal parts and one part we have. This means that we say it as 1/4. 1/4 parts. Okay. Then 40 by 18. 40 by 18 fraction means 18 equal parts. Out of 18 and 18 equal parts are there, and 40 parts you have it, or 40 parts I have it. That means 40 40 by 18th. Okay. So this is how we read these fractions. Okay. 3 eighths, 1/4, 40 eighteenths, and 8 halves. Okay. Right now we are going through an overview of the fractions, and then later on we'll be applying arithmetic operations also with these fractions. Okay, now what are the types of fractions? One is the unit fractions, another is proper fractions, another is improper fractions, and next is the mixed fractions. Let's go through it and try to learn what are these types of fractions. Okay, now what are unit fractions? Unit fractions are quite easy one. That is the fractions which has 1 as the numerator. If a fraction has 1 as the numerator, then it is called a unit fraction. As simple as that. Okay, so for example, here is a triangular shape given over here, and it is divided into 2 equal parts, but the purple shade is the one part. So how will represent this purple shade? We'll represent this purple shade as one part of the 2 equal parts. That means half. Okay, or you can say it 1 by 2. Okay, next is a square. Square is cut into 4 equal parts, and blue is the part which we have to represent. If we have to represent the blue part, then I will say it as 1/4, because out of 4 equal part, one is the blue color, one is the what? It is the shaded one. Okay, and we have to represent it in fraction. Now in this next shape, there are 7 equal parts, and this lime green color part will be represented as 1 by 7, because 1 is the green color shaded and rest are the equal parts. Out of all the 7 equal parts, how many parts is the shaded one? That is 1/7. Now can you tell me in the chat box, if I ask you what is the part of the red shaded part? What is the fraction for the red shaded parts? Can you tell me? Only red shaded part. Just ignore the yellow color. If I ask you what is the fraction for red shaded parts, how will you represent the red shaded parts? Can you tell me? Can any one of you tell me? Okay, so since it has 16 equal parts, I shaded 3 reds. So 3 by 16. Yes, Vanya has given the correct answer to me in the last when I shaded the 3. Yes, good. So because I shaded 3 reds over here and there are 16 equal parts, so that means the parts which are shaded red will be represented as 3 by 16. 3 by 16, because red shaded parts are 3 and there are total equal parts. How many are total equal parts? 16 total equal parts are there. So 3 by 16 is the fraction represented as red. While if I ask you how many parts are represent, what fraction is represented for yellow color part, that will be 1 by 16, because only one is shaded as yellow, rest other were white in color and equal parts. Okay. Next, proper fraction. So we have learned about unit fraction. Unit fraction means whose numerator is 1. Okay. Now what are the proper fractions? The proper fractions are where numerator is less than the denominator. Okay. The numerator is smaller and the denominator is larger. So numerator less than denominator is the proper fraction. Vanya? Hi Vanya. Maybe you're explaining it to someone else, I guess. So, numerator should be less than denominator. Then it will be a proper fraction, isn't it? Now, what will be improper fractions? Fractions where the numerator is greater than or equal to denominator. Now, did you remember the fractions which we represented on the bars? They were all what? Improper fractions, because like we were representing 9 by 6. So 9 was larger than 6. 9 was greater than 6. So wherever numerator is greater than the denominator, then it is an improper fraction. Okay, will you remember it? I will ask you in the next class. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, Vanika.
ma'am, when the both numerator and denominator are same, then what do we call the fractions as?
Okay. Then it will be called proper fraction only. Okay. Where the numerator is less, because basically it will be equal and it will be it can be called as a proper fraction only. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So the fractions, okay, Varnika,
Yes, ma'am.
you need to mute yourself also, and the fraction where the numerator is greater than, did you see this? I told you, can you see the screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
So the fraction where the numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator, then it will be a improper fraction. Okay, it will be an improper fraction. So for example, your fraction is 10 by 10, as we represented at the back.
Yes.
In the earlier slide we represented 10 by 10. So 10 by 10 will be an improper fraction, because this will represent the whole of it. Okay, we have to shade all of the 10 parts. Okay, so that is why it is the improper fraction. Okay. Next are the mixed fraction. Now, what are the mixed fraction? A combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. What was the proper fraction? In the proper fraction, numerator was less than the denominator. Okay. Numerator was less than the denominator. So proper fraction and a whole number, that is for example like 2. So I can give you few more example like 3. 3 is a whole number, and one more fraction I'll take. For example, I'll take 2 by 3. So 3 with along with it is written with 2 by 3, that is a proper fraction. Then it will make a mixed fraction. In the later classes we will learn how to solve these mixed fractions, and how to apply other arithmetic operations on these fractions. Okay. So right now we are just practicing the types of fractions. Okay. Next is the practice sheet. Okay, will you be practicing it with me? Now we have to put a tick in the box for the shape that is divided into equal parts. All of you take some time and see which all shapes are divided into equal parts. This is a circle. Then you write it in the chat box your answer. Okay, this is a star. This is, let's say first one is we are taking circle. Third one, let's take pizza. Okay, so that you can write your answer easily. Third one, let's take it as rectangle, and fourth one, let's take TV. I'm writing it as TV, okay? So now you tell me which one, rectangle, this is rectangle. Look at your screen and you tell me which of the shape is divided into equal parts. Anyone writing answers? Okay, Varnika has written answer. Good. Rest all. Vanya has also written her answer. Okay. So, as you can see, this circle, as you can see that in this circle, it is not divided into equal part. This part is much more greater. This is a greater part and this is a lesser one part. The other part is the lesser one. Okay. While the star, in the star, it has been divided equally. Okay. All the parts are equal. All the parts are divided equally. So star is the correct one. Pizza is divided into 4 equal parts. Can you tell me its fractions? If I tell you that one is the shaded part, one is the fully shaded part of the star, so what will be its fraction? Because it is divided into 1 2 3 4 5 equal parts, so the fraction will be 1 by 5. For pizza, if I say that there is one slice which I am giving to Ahan, so what is the portion? What is the fraction of the pizza that Ahan got? That will be 1/4 of the pizza, because there are 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 equal parts. And out of that, one part has been given to Ahan. Okay. Rectangle is also divided into equal parts, while in TV there are one, two, in the upper bar there are equal parts, while in the downward bar this is not equally divided. This part is very much larger than the other parts. Okay. So if I ask you that in rectangle there are two parts that are shaded, if I ask you that in the rectangle there are two parts that are red shaded, or let's say there are three parts which are red shaded. So what is the fraction of the red shaded part? There are 8 equal parts. There are 8 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 in the downward bar. So 8 equal parts. So that means denominator will be 8. And there are 3 parts which are shaded red. So the portion which is shaded red, it has fraction as 3 by 8. And 3 by 8, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, all these fractions are what kind of fractions? These are all proper fractions. We learned today, no? What are types of fractions? So these are all proper fractions. Okay. Now the next question number 2 is write the fraction below. Okay. Now for the first circle, how many equal parts are there? Can you write the answers? Can you write the answers? First for red, then for yellow, then for blue, then for green. You can write like this. R fraction is total equal parts are. Then for Y, that is yellow, the fraction is. Then for blue, the fraction is. Then for green, the fraction is. For red, the number of equal parts are 9. So the red shaded parts are 4. So the fraction will become 4 by 9. For yellow, the equal parts are 8, and the shaded parts are 4. So 4 by 8 is the fraction. For blue, the equal parts are 3 plus 3, 6, and shaded regions are 3. So 3 by 6 is your fraction. And for green, the equal parts are 7, and your shaded regions are how many? 4. So 4 by 7 is your fraction. Okay. So I hope everyone has now what you have taken from this today's class. What did you learn from today's class? Today in today's class we learned what is the meaning of fraction. Then how do we represent fraction in our daily lives? Okay, and how what does the fractions physically mean? How we represent them? What are the types of fraction? Okay, and now whenever you have to divide something, or you can easily apply your fractions over there. Okay, let's see who all gave the correct answer. Okay, Shania also gave the correct answer, and Vanya gave correct answers. Good girls. Okay, so this is it for today, students. Okay, we'll meet in the next class. Okay, which will be scheduled. Yeah, the schedule will be shared to you. Okay, so good night for today, and revise your chapters. Okay, revise your today's class at home, and try to practice more and more. That is that only will give you the speed. Okay. Okay.